All right, I think we are live. Let's make sure we are live and ready to go. Let's wait until it comes up and shows. And there it's on. So, I think it's on. You know, Twitch has been doing a really odd thing where it jumps off of the stream and like acts like I'm hosting somebody. I don't get that. Okay, so yep, we're live. We're good. We made it. It finally stopped hosting somebody. And it went on to me. So we are live. It's RSG OTC off the cuff coming to you. We got Toof on the other line over here. How we doing over there, Toof?
Hi. Yeah, I'm doing.
Well, that's always good. Want to make sure we're
Fuck
always
the
doing
Patriots.
good. Fuck the Patriots. Well, I think that's what a lot of the world is saying right now. That's how it always is every year because everyone's like, well, that's what they do. They go there every year. But you know where else we go? I'll tell you where we go. We go to this opening right here. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back. We're live. We're good. We're going. We got a bunch going on with this episode here. Mainly when it comes to Subnautica. As far as the game we're going to talk about this time. Maybe we'll talk about some other things we'll touch up on. But one thing we really got to talk about. It's on everyone's mind. It's Metro Exodus. You know about that whole Metro Exodus thing going on now, don't you, Toof?
Of course.
Of course, you have to. I just want to point out, even though it's a little bit out of focus because it's more focused on me, we have Randy Marsh. We have, I believe that is Kyle in the kite outfit, and of course, Mr. Hanky. So, gotta be awesome. That's another game we could talk about during this episode here because that's another game we've been playing. Here's another thing you could see is you could see the Hey Arnold shirt. Everyone loves the Hey Arnold shirt. It says homies underneath. That's right, because that's what they were, homies, doing the wiggle thumb, that whole thing. Anyways, so
I have no idea what that is.
it's a show from Nickelodeon. It was real big when I was a kid. I guess just a little too young for you. Here's the thing. I've been playing Subnautica like crazy. You all know I've been playing Subnautica like crazy. You've been watching me play Subnautica. You said it even looks different than when you remember playing it, right?
Oh, it's vastly different.
Vastly, right? Because it looks great. It's outstanding. It's a fun game. And it actually has a storyline basis to it. And I don't even think I've cracked the surface of the story yet. I think there's a lot of shit going on. I mean, a lot. It's not... you think that you're going to run out of stuff to do, and it seems repetitive because you have to keep getting items and things, but, you keep discovering more and more. I will say you do need a map mod, though. That's a big help, is a map mod on that game. Without a map mod, it really makes it kind of tough because you have no freaking clue where the hell you are. I mean, I don't know why. That's one thing I got to criticize them for is why didn't they have a map in there of some sort. I understand it's a survival game. I get this, but there is no such... You don't have a map. And unless you went into debug mode, you don't have coordinates either. So how are you really exactly supposed to find your way to anything? I mean, yeah, you can have your compass that you eventually build. But I guess that's about it. So I think they should have done a map. But what I will say is just how much I run home and want to play it. It's great. It's kind of like how I felt when I was playing Kingdom Come, which I know you had your things with that, like we talked about on the last episode. I don't think I talked about it as much as I brought it up as going to be a game that we talked about, and I barely really even talked about it, because I guess what do you really say? Well, it's all immersive and everything that I've talked about it all the time about. I mean, I don't know. I have a review that I'll be doing about that. Game reviews are kind of tough for me because I don't capture a lot of game footage. If I capture any game footage, I'm streaming it,
Right.
So that's where I run into a little bit of an issue. Um, so it doesn't really work out as well as I'd like. Uh, the review on this chair is picking some traction up though, which is good because I want people to know, because I'll tell you right now, review after review that I watch of this thing, this is the most talked up freaking chair I've ever heard, and it's like, look, it is not that damn good. It's got its good points, but it's definitely not as good as these people make it up to be. It's crazy how much people just are annoying about it. But what can I do? So, like I said, I've been playing Subnautica. I actually kind of want to play it after the show tonight a little bit. But it's like, I really should go to bed, and maybe I'll just play it when I get home on Monday or something. But, I've been really loving this game. Just, I kind of don't want to I'll sacrifice some sleep, I feel like. But if I go to sleep, if I start at 11, let's just say I start streaming at 11, right? It means 12, 1 o'clock. I have 2 hours of streaming, then I got to go right back to bed, and I'm only going to get 5 hours of sleep. If I get right to bed then. So I don't know. But I've been loving playing it. It's a big thing to me. Another thing I've been crossing off on is that South Park game. If you watch a lot of South Park, it's so good. It's so good to play these South Park games if you watch a lot of South Park. If you don't, like when I played the first South Park game, that one I didn't know South Park as much. So a lot of references flew over my head, and I kind of wish, I kind of almost want to revisit it. I'm just saying. But then again, I did, yeah, might as well, but I don't know, man. It's not a very captivating. It's got great jokes, but I will say the second one is got me a little more. I love the combat system more. The combat system is a better combat system. But that Butte woman I was going against, that shit was insane. I that was crazy. But they're so crazily gross in it. But the first one was more fucked up. The first one was a more fucked up one. And I'll tell you why. You shit in the toilet, and you would take your shit out of the toilet. And you would use those as stink bombs. I don't know if you remember that. So
I don't remember that part of it.
Yeah, you would shit in the toilet, and then you can go in the toilet and reach it out, and you'd have poop in your inventory, and you could use them as stink bombs. You throw them at people during fights, and it would gross them out. So there was that. Then in Cartman's mom's room, I remember taking pictures of this. They had like crack pipes and dildos and all types of shit. Only thing they had in that damn room this time was a dildo. Only thing. And it kind of let me down a little bit. But it's funny though. I was just watching an episode, one of the early episodes. She was smoking crack while he was getting like and getting railed out by like some dude or whatever. And Cartman's like calling for her help, like, cause like he's getting like intruders are in the house or something. I forget what happens. But oh man, that shit had me dying. That show is next level. That I hope that show never becomes PC at all, and I don't think they will because they have actually made episodes about you can't if you do this and then you can't do that. Like you just like you don't want to start that slope. So I don't think they'll ever go on that slope. I don't know. I love South Park, but the game is great. Have you played much of the second game?
I have played exactly 0 of it.
The second game I'm liking a lot. I really think it was very interesting how I've told you about this when it called me out for cheating. When I didn't cheat, I just knew the show and guessed it. Looking at the buttons, I saw "fuck you, mom" as some of the buttons. I was like, okay, that's got to be the password. That's something Cartman would yell. It's in Cartman's house. It's got to be "fuck you, mom." Let me try it. And he's like, and it was like, why don't you? It's like, why don't you actually try playing the game instead of cheating, instead of cheating your way through it or something like that. It was more insulting than that, but it was like, okay, I'll go find the code, I guess, because I guess maybe that was the wrong one. And then it turns out it was the right one. It's just they called me out for cheating when I didn't cheat. I just guessed the game. I don't know. Pretty funny. There was a little mission with Randy though. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. The first time we fight Randy, he wanted me to look for kids that were keying his wife's car, or like the bandit or whoever was keying his wife's car. And when it turned night and you saw him, it was him drunk as shit. He call like screaming a bunch of like yelling a bunch of expletives and shit and just scratching the hell out of the car. It was crazy. I don't know why I said a bunch of expletives, but I guess that's what you would say when you're trying to explain what he's doing. But meanwhile I follow expletives with shit. But anyways, it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. But the combat system is way better, way less boring than the old combat. The old combat system was very boring to me, very Final Fantasy kind of. Where this one seems very, I don't know, like chess kind of playing. It's in a sense like, or checkers. I don't know how you'd, but you got like a checkerboard kind of thing going on, and you can't block other people from doing one thing. I don't know. You'll see. You saw me playing a little bit of it, but
right.
But yeah, it was a better way of doing the combat. Now, I've been looking at a lot of other games. I just saw this game Anno 1800, okay, which I can technically play it right now if I wanted to play it right now, but I decided I'm not going to invest any time in it, because I'm not going to own that game right away. I'm sure that's going to be a $60 game. I really don't want to invest any time in it. So, that's just my personal opinion on it. But it looks great. It looks absolutely awesome. And then I would say there was another game I looked at. I think that's what I wanted to tell you. So I'm making a game. Well, not me, but I'm my friend's making a game. He spent all his time with it. I'm gonna be testing it out for him. We're partnered. He actually just bought an old computer from me, and that's gonna be the server. So that's good. There we go. We're getting on the move here. We're gonna actually have, a working game going up, and maybe might even be on early access. I want to say by June.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, so that is definitely something I hope people can look forward to, and I hope people will take interest in. That would be absolutely awesome if that takes off. I'll be playing it on Twitch exclusively, of course, and I will have a select few people that I'll see if they want to check it out and play the game. But yeah, so PAX East though is what I'm concerned about here, and he might actually be going with me to PAX East, which is going to be real cool. He's got a what do you think he has to get permission? Who do you think he has to get permission from? Of course, good old wife. Gotta get that permission from the wife. So now he's got 2 kids or 3 kids, so I understand. Gotta get permission from the wife. She's gonna have a lot of shit to do, but that'll be cool. That'll be cool if he goes to that and has somewhat of the game made and maybe some of it streamed. We can go far from there. That's a good exposure, and I'm sure there's gonna be a bunch of indie game makers there.
I have no idea. I don't pay attention to PAX, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm hoping, yeah, I'm gonna pass out, I'm gonna get some business cards made with my logo. I'm gonna pass them out there, whatever. I don't expect everyone to love my stream, which if you not following and you're watching this on YouTube, that Twitch right down there, that or over there, that Twitch thing, that's my Twitch, website right there. That's the web address. You can put that in. Anyways, so I guess the big thing that we need to talk about here, okay, and it's on the main list Okay, now I don't know. You said you do know about it or you don't? I would imagine you do.
I do.
Yeah, everyone's got to
Yeah.
know about it by now. Okay. Now, Metro Exodus, if you didn't already know, was pulled off of the Steam store and made exclusive for a whole year on the Epic Games front store. Now, I'm with everyone basically. It's the same thing you're going to hear everyone say. If they would have done it from the get go and not had Steam as somewhere you could purchase it from, that would have been fine. But the fact that you could. Oh, hold on. You'll understand why I'm saying this. Steam is taking too much of a cut. Now, I don't really blame that developer for wanting to get a better cut out of. Now, I don't say that it should have been exclusive, or maybe if they said they would have been exclusive, that would have been better than what they did. I don't think that's the way they should do it at all, is have an exclusive. But I'm saying it's better than what they did. What they did was absolutely awful. They had all these pre-orders and everything for Steam. It was ready to go and everything. And like a month before release, they said, and no Steam. We're just exclusive to Epic Games, and anyone who's got a pre-order, they'll be allowed to play it on there, and or you could do the refund. I'm sure you could do the refund, which a lot of people are. Now, problem with Epic Games is they're Transcend, I think, is the Chinese company, and they have data leak problems. Okay, it is a thing. They have data leak problems. And I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with using them, which I can't get mad at them for. But 12% versus 30%, it's a big change. And honestly, I think that Steam needs to get their head out of their ass a little bit and maybe come down a little bit on that. Maybe not to as low, but I'll take maybe 24%, 23%. Take only 23%. It'll help out. That'll make the developers feel a little bit happier about that. So I can understand them wanting a 12% cut versus a 30, or a 12%. That I can understand them only wanting Epic Games taking 12%, which they probably even got an extra kick because they're doing the year, exclusive. But here's the other thing, right? The main company that owns, like, the parent company of everything here actually distanced themselves from. They're like, whoa, we had no part in this. We didn't. I mean, they didn't say that exactly like that, but basically the statement that they put out was like, hey, we didn't have any part in this. We would never have made that dumbass decision. But hey, that's them, and they do them, and whatever. It's just like, it's real bad with that. But here's the real problem, okay? So if that wasn't bad enough, now I understand you could have, I'll tell you right now, if you heard some of the things I say about some of these freaking tire customers, as soon as I hang up the phone with them because they're just so damn dumb, some of these people, I'll tell you, I'm sure that that's what this was with this employee. But there apparently was an employee, and he basically put it out that, look, if they want to boycott and it doesn't sell on PC, well, the next version, if there is a next version, won't be out for PC. Go ahead. Have fun. Watch how much your company tanks. Hey, watch, you'll be the next freaking developer station to be closed and you start pulling shit like that. I'll tell you right now. I will tell you right now. That will be the next set closing right there if they start pulling crap like this. I think companies are starting to realize that maybe this PC market is something that they shouldn't be screwing around with,
So going back, how you think it's not hurting them, or that Steam's, the bad guy in that one, completely wrong. Epic Games is fucking horrible. Fortnite is fucking horrible. Nobody wants that shit except for little 12-year-old kids that do a little fucking dancing and look like idiots. And to fuck everybody over, taking out a Steam who already had a legacy of Metro games. and to hold it for a year, it just pissed everybody off. Now, because they want to have a better cut, they're getting a cut of far less titles of that 12% than they ever would have possibly have gotten on Steam, even at 30%. They would have made more money leaving the shit on Steam. Instead, they're being greedy little fucks, and then they want to throw a tantrum and say, oh, if you're doing this, we're boycotting board, you're not going to have a PC game for the next one. They can fuck themselves right off. What they've done is just eliminate themselves as any kind of possible good intention or good-willed game franchise and just thrown it right in the fucking dirt. Nobody's going to want it. The game is done. Because of this whole bullshit, there's no recovering it. They are done.
Yep. And no, and that's, and I'm agreeing with you on there. I'm not blaming Steam at all for, what I'm saying is Steam does need to come down on their cut. That 30% needs to come the hell down. It's time that they stop. Competition is always a good thing, but Epic Games is not the greatest, and that's not exactly the competition we want. Okay, am I glad that I have Subnautica for free and I was able to get Subnautica for free through them? Yes, but what I'm saying...
See, there's the problem, though. We already have... Discord's got a gaming thing now, which... Why the fuck I don't want that. Twitch has got their gaming thing. I don't fucking want that. You have to go through Ubisoft and the Uplay bullshit. You have to go through the EA Origin bullshit. You have to go through... What the hell's the other one? There's another one for AAA Taiwan you have to get. There's too many of them.
Yeah, I know. I agree, and too many. So, like, in one sense, a monopoly's not good either, because that's when you have Steam doing their 30% crap, and that's where these companies come along and say, hey, we'll do this. But now, I mean, I'll settle for 2 launchers, 2 different launchers. But I think that's as far as I really want to go. I mean, to the point where we're at like 5 launchers now, and you're trying to figure out what's what. It's too much. But what they did, the company is completely wrong in every step of the way. The only part I was saying is Steam, and it doesn't have to exactly do with this. I'm just saying 30% is too much of a take. It's just too much. You're a digital distribution, platform. 30% is huge. That's like a percentage like, some kind of designer would take or something, some serious, like, someone who has a serious stake in it. Not really, I wouldn't imagine the digital distributor, I can't even speak, the digital distributor, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, I really think they need to come down. I would even say maybe even 20%. That would be reasonable. 20% to sit there and have a UI and sell shit. Fine, with cloud saves. You'll still make good money. I don't know. They need to change on that side, but what Metro did, they just nailed that coffin shut so hard. But you know what, though? We live in a very dumb world, though. You would think that that's going to tank it, but no, you're going to have idiots that are just not going to let it tank. There's going to be a bunch of people that just buy it, that don't even care. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I think that they did exactly what you said by saying, oh, we want this extra cut and we care about this extra cut. Well, I think I even tweeted that out because I did tweet that out. That literally they want this extra, or that by wanting this extra cut, they literally lost so much profits. That cut is so stupidly minimal that it won't even matter anymore. Why would you even do that? It's like, okay, it's like I knew in the sales game back in the day. Okay, why is this thing on sale for less than this thing that it is way less capable of what this thing could do, right? And then really it's because it's like, okay, well, because this is going to catch people's eyes, and even though we're not losing money, but taking in less profit on it, we're going to make more profit by the amount of people we're going to sell it to. It's same instance. It's the same exact instance. And they really just they shot themselves in the foot with a Barrett 50 cal. That sound about right?
Yeah, probably about right.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. 'Cause that shit is definitely embedded into the earth. That shit is that's got your toes and everything. All that's down in the earth somewhere. You shot that thing off. Like, it's gone. You didn't even just put a hole through your foot. You just took a whole chunk off. Like, fuck. How do you do that to yourself? You know, damn. It's almost as bad as when these games like, or even these shows like Star Trek is all PC'd out and SJW'd up. And that got killed off, right?
Well, Star Trek's still going strong. Second season.
Really? Oh no, I'm hearing. Well, not. I don't think it got killed off, but no, I'm pretty sure it lost a lot of popularity, and a lot of people are swapping to Orville.
I still gotta watch it and give it a fair shake, but Orville is very well done.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm hearing this from people that are more on the left side, definitely more left than you. And if they're sitting there saying that they've killed it, I'm pretty sure you're gonna watch it and be like, "What the fuck happened?"
That's probably why I've not yet watched it. I'm just trying to ostrich it and just kind of pretend.
Just try to pretend, hoping for the best. But yeah, no. As far as other games coming up, I don't know of any. Cyberpunk's at the end of the year, but that one I'm really interested in. I don't really know too much that's going on other than this whole Metro thing, It's just, I can't believe they really shot themselves in the freaking foot so bad. It's so bad. There's a standalone Thief fan game. Oh, apparently there's some game where you could be like a thief. Looks even more tense with fixed camera angles. Okay. So what did you... I saw you tweeting to somebody about a Resident Evil 2. What was it that you were talking about?
They were saying how Resident Evil 1 doesn't need to be redone again, and Code Veronica doesn't need to be redone, only 3 needs to be done, and we need it, and blah, blah, blah. And I told them, the first one was fucking abysmal. It was taken by the shitty GameCube version, the one that nobody wanted. But they put us through it anyway. I wasted my money buying that pile of shit.
Yeah.
And the second one was very well done. It was far exceeded my expectations. It was perfect for remake. It really was. Absolutely perfect. And I want to see that brought for the first one, the third one, and Code Veronica.
Code Veronica, I never
I want to
finished.
see them make an actual Resident Evil again. Not the garbage they had with 7. That wasn't even a Resident Evil type. That was just a horror movie thing. 6, 5, and 4 were all just complete arcade fucking garbage. And Revelations and Raccoon City, that was all fucking garbage running on the coattails of Resident Evil. I want to see an actual Resident Evil game.
Okay, so check this out. So the publisher, we got an update on Metro Exodus. Publisher says PC at the heart of plans for future of the series following boycott warning. So that, I'll bet you right now, whoever did get leaked, talk like that, they might not have a fucking job. They might have lost that shit. Like, gone this morning. Or whatever it was. If they haven't walked into work yet, if he did not get a text, he's going to walk into work or he or she is going to walk into work and be like, look, you're fucking fired. Get the hell out of here.
And what was this for?
For Metro Exodus, because one of the developers, one of the people on there, literally was chatting in some shit and was like, if they're going to boycott, if PC players are going to boycott us, then, and they don't buy our game, then the next one's not going to be on PC. And it's like, okay, well, you just created a shitstorm for the company. Really bad shitstorm. Because if the Exodus being pulled off of Steam wasn't bad enough, telling people that if you bitch about it, you can go fuck yourselves in layman's terms, that really pissed people off. Really bad. Does that make sense? How he said that would be the equivalent of what I said? If you don't. Yeah. So, yeah, if you read that, wouldn't that piss you the fuck off? And you'd probably never want to buy one of their games again? Because that's what it did to a lot of people. Well, I know you're done with them, but I'm saying, that's what it did with a lot of people. And now the publisher is like, hey, PC remains at the heart of the future of the franchise. After a member of the 4A development team warned that the next Metro games wouldn't be on PC if fans boycotted. See? Oh yeah? Well, you're not going to be a fucking developer no more, or at least you're going to be fucking in trouble as shit. You're on thin ice, dude. The individual developer posted a warning on the Russian Gaminator forums after fans reacting to the decision to make Metro Exodus an Epic Store exclusive, which, by the way, I'm reading this in PC Gamer. Started a review bombing on the series of Steam. Yeah, the review bombing ain't even the word. Review nuking. Writing in Russian. But the post roughly translates as a warning that if fans refuse to play Exodus on the Epic Store, then the next Epic Metro game wouldn't be on PC. Make it to PC. And now the Metro publishers, Deep Silver, owned by Koch Media, posted a message on the game's social media account which said the individual developers' views do not reflect Deep Silver's or 4A Games' view on the future of the franchise, and that for future Metro games, a PC version will always be at the heart of our plans. Yeah, so let's see the views that reflect the. Let's see what it says. The points of individual alternatives of work or the controversy. We respectfully ask that any and all valid feedback over this decision is directed at Koch Media Deep Silver, not the developers of 4A Games. Yeah. Okay. It's just like like here they're saying like our decision to partner with Epic Games was based on the goal of investing in the future of the series and development of partner of 4A Games. We have every intention to continue in the franchise, and a PC version will always be at the heart of our plans. Okay, that's great, but did you just cut Steam out completely? Are you just done with Steam? Because, a lot of people aren't done with Steam, and they're not going to take that being done with Steam. So, I don't know. They shot themselves in the foot with that one. I don't know if they're going to be able to rush back from that. That's going to be a toughie. I don't know what's going to happen to the franchise.
It's unfortunate. Like I said, I mean, the first two games were really good. They were surprisingly better than I thought they were going to be when I first played them. And it made me read the book, which the book was really good. And I thought, well, this is going to be a nice little option, a little branch off of doing the usual Call of Duty stupid shit, or the Halos, or what's it now, the fucking Anthem, and or whatever stupid shit they're putting out now. I thought it'd be really nice, but no, we gotta have Metro just kick itself right in the balls and just take a dive right off the cliff.
Yeah, but I, like I said, let me tell you, like I said, Steam needs to give more percentage back, okay, and maybe they should really start thinking about giving a free game a month. Maybe. Why not? Almost every other damn person does it. The only damn provider does it. Why not? Twitch gives you like 3. Might not be the best, but you're taking 30% and you can't give shit back. We have free to play weekend. Yeah, that's called a fucking tease. You tease them, say here, try it out. Have a little bit of this crack. Try a hit. Try a little bit more. You want any more? You're gonna have to pay full price for that. I ain't got the money for that crack, man. Well, you want it, don't you? You better find a way to get that money. It's like it's crap. It's crap. The free to play weekend. I always didn't like that. How about they just work on getting me a free game? They don't have to, but if you're gonna be in the competition, maybe a free game and not choosing 30% of take on games is going to be better. Because no one is impervious. What is the word impervious? No one is invisible or invincible. Failure can always be an option, and to think that it can't be. The term "too big to fail" comes to mind. Have you ever actually seen that true?
Yeah.
You've seen companies that are just too big to fail?
Yeah.
Because I think some companies, even no matter how big they are, can fail. Put the wrong CEO in the place, they can tank that shit in a fucking year.
You know, there's basically like 5 corporations that control like everything. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
from
yeah, no, that is true. And I guess there is a point of too big to fail. That is true. But that point of too big to fail is like if they fail, I think everyone fails. you
I
know.
mean, I guess there would be absorption of their smaller subsidiary companies and all that stuff. But the fallout from it would hit the market so damn hard it'd put us into a complete
Right.
depression. Just
Right.
easily, just overnight, it puts us into a depression.
Right. That's why it's almost like, yeah, it's too big to fail, but because if it fails, we all fail. So I can see that. But on a normal basis, even Apple could fail. It's a huge company, but it could fail. Shit.
Good.
I mean, their earnings report were $9 billion less than they predicted. 9 billion. Do you know how much of a hit that took to investors? Do you know how investors felt about that? Oh. So, like I said, no one's too big to fail. Yes, there are some, but it's really rare. It's very few and far in between, and I mean they're far in between. So, that's just what I'm seeing here is if Steam doesn't fix their ways a little bit, I don't know if they'll fail, but they might lose some of their ground. Man, can you believe that all this Steam shit I think started in 2006? First time I think I ever saw Steam was one of the Total Wars. I believe that's the first time I ever even knew about Steam. Is my friend bought a game and it didn't have an actual disc because I wanted to borrow it from him, and it just had legit a code for Steam, and I tried to use it, and it was like, this code's already been used. I'm like, I don't understand this. But, that was in the early days. Early days. But 2006, man, just think of that. It's been freaking a long time. 13 years. Maybe 12 and change, but we'll just say 13 years. Okay. That's a pretty... And it seems like it flew by. That's the other thing. It seems like it flew by since when Steam first came out. But to think everything is not by... Remember when you used to go into game stores and they actually had computer games? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember, like early on going to Office Depot or some shit with his dad ran his own business, but he'd go there and grab some quick supplies, but they'd have the racks just lined up with different software, and we'd always go look at the game section. And
Yep.
Dad was good on the strategies and all that, so I'd pick up like Age of Empires, and like the Age of Empires 2 came out. Oh, son of a bitch, we better buy that, and then grab the extras. And since you're in school and everything, here's the encyclopedia and card. Here you go. There's like the 10 fucking CDs that thing is.
Yep. And then the other one you had was you had Best Buy selling a bunch of that shit too. That was real good. And they had a lot of games, and I just remember I think some of the best game packs I bought as a kid though had to be the LucasArts packs. They were only like $20 I think by the time I got them, or $15, and they had like 5-6 games in them. And they were great games. They had amazing games. I love the fact that they're remaking a lot of them. Are they replayable? Not much. Maybe after years and you haven't done it. It's not something you'll go rushing back to playing again. Like Kingdom Come, I could see me going back to playing that, like restarting that and trying things completely differently. Would I really want to? Not really. Subnautica is the same thing. I could restart that and play it early. I don't think after I've completely finished Subnautica, I don't think I'd ever really want to completely play it again. But you'd have to play it to death. At that point, you probably already got freaking 300 hours in it or more.
Yeah,
So,
I really, like I said, I wish the hell it was multiplayer. If it was, that would make it so much. It would just be huge.
That's what we didn't talk about. If Subnautica was multiplayer, that would be next level. If anyone could make a mod for that, that'd be the shit. That'd be the absolute shit.
I think there might be a mod out there, but I don't know how well it would work. I haven't looked that far into it, but having it come from them themselves, it would be a whole lot better. Just make it a seamless
Yes.
multiplayer experience. Just put it in there.
Yes, it needs to be. It needs to be because it's so great. You can go exploring, with your friends down in the freaking depths. That shit is. It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. And like, I understand where it would be tough is because okay, now you're gonna jump in that ship, but maybe they would make a way where we can all fit in that same thing together, and there's one driver or something, or the person's server that you're on is the person who's driving it. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That would be absolutely outstanding. That I would love it. I would love that. And I think maybe that's something they could look into. That's I mean, you look at like the truck simulators. They partnered. They kind of in a sense partnered up with Away, a little bit. So, yeah, they could have the multiplayer and stuff. In a way, they partnered up with the mod developers. They gave them access to certain things without any hesitation and stuff like that. You know.
Right.
So maybe Subnautica can do something of that nature. That would be smart. But it needs to be done. It needs to be done. Definitely needs to be done, for sure. I think that's their next level, 100%. But I think we've really wrapped up most of what I can think of. Has there anything been going on in your kind of gaming world?
Gaming world, no. I haven't really been doing squad. I meant to play like World of Tanks because it's a 2 times weekend. I forgot. I was busy with other shit, but that's really been the only thing I've kind of played off and on a little bit recently.
Do you think you'd want to go back to playing some of that on a normal basis?
It's kind of hard to say because I think I played it too heavily and burnt myself on it, and it's kind of I'm trying to not overkill it again and just kind of take it maybe like a match or two one day and then wait a couple days and play another match or two. And I've been taking it real slow.
Yeah, and like, see, the thing is, it seems crappy, but I kind of hated that they swapped up the maps. I don't like that they swap up the maps. Maybe give us choice. Maybe keep rotating. Maybe add maps. But I hate this cycle of like 4 or 5 maps. I hate that. Give me multiple.
There's a lot of them out there now.
Really?
Yeah, there's quite a few out there. I spawn on looking. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Where am I supposed to go for this map?
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, okay, that was the thing, I guess, because now I guess I'd rather not have them, tons of them, but they don't have even, they like completely take out ones, and it's like,
I don't
damn.
think they removed any of them. They're all the old ones we played with way back when. They're all still there.
They are?
Yeah.
I remember some that weren't there, man. Like, okay, the one that got taken out, there was one where I got the purple medal because I didn't get hit or something throughout like the whole match or some shit like that because I sat and hid, right? And it had like a river that you cross and everything, but it's not there. It had like farm fields and shit, and it's not there anymore.
It probably is. The only thing is they've done an HD update, so all the maps got a huge cosmetic lift up.
Maybe that's it. I need to go back to it. Maybe that would be nice. Get some kabooming going on. But speaking of kabooming, I'm about to kaboom into the bed because I'm getting tired, and it's that time of night. We've talked about everything I can think of. Do you have anything else on your mind?
No, I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's it. Well, that wraps up this episode 70 of RSG OTC Off the Cuff. Thanks all for coming in and watching, and we will see you next week, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on twitch.tv/ReadySetGame87. Make sure you're back here. Make sure you're checking it out, and we will be talking about the next things that are going on. But for now, it's time to, I guess, just run that outro, and we'll see you next time.